The Iron Man suit.
Oh, Iron Man.
I heard you talk about this on another podcast, and I want to go in detail on this project because I believe you got cut off.
So if you want to hear a really wild podcast, I was on Joe Rogan June last year, and I dug, like I told you that I'm very I want to know. Like, you're not going to tell me the sky is blue. I want to know why it's blue. You know, and it's about reflections, refractions, some other stuff. But if I'm curious about that, and I'm not going to take you, and I'm not going to take it for granted that stuff is going on, you know. And I went in a lot of rabbit holes with Joe, you know, and then for whatever reason I don't know how it happened, but I talked about the Iron Man project, and he was like, Iron Man, and I was like, yeah, like the Iron Man movie, you know. Hey Sarge, what's up, buddy? The Iron Man, come on over here and sit down. Come here, over here, sit down. Flats.
Nice.
If you speak German to him, he does everything right away. So he was trained in German to do the big stuff, and then he's out of that program, and now he's like a civilian dog. So I talk to him in English all the time, but if you ever speak German to him, he's like... The Iron Man. So he asked me, it was Iron Man, like the movie Iron Man, that guy, what's his name? I can't stand Hollywood.
Tony Stark?
Yeah, that guy. But the actor guy.
Oh.
But I don't care. He's an idiot. So all of them are. They just, I don't understand.
Chris, you could call a lot of people idiots after what I've just heard you talk about.
Well, they're freaking millionaires, and they could do so much good.
Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, that's the guy.
He's a billionaire.
Actually, he's a pretty cool guy. He's one of the
billionaire.
good ones. I think he's one of the good ones, though. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I shouldn't do that anyway. That was just really bad. But it drives me crazy that they have so much potential and they do so little with it.
Yeah.
It really makes me angry. I don't get that.
It's great.
So Iron Man, we started working on Iron Man, and like really hard, like really digging in on Iron Man. In 2004 or 5, it's been a while, maybe later than that.
Who was digging in on Iron Man?
I'll leave that one alone.
Okay.
But I had a lot of access to.
But you're not on the movie set.
No, I'm talking about the real. We don't do anything with the movies. That's all fake.
Yeah, that's why I'm just making it very apparent to the audience that this was the real thing, not animation.
The full suit's gonna weigh 1,000 pounds. It's huge, and that was when I started saying this is stupid.
What is it, like an exoskeleton suit or something?
Well, that's when I started going into the exoskeleton and everything else. And I said, what you guys are trying to do is just let's do this and this and this, and then build up to that when we can do that. Because right now, if you have the suit on, you can't use any of our vehicles. You can't get on an airplane, basically. You can get on a cargo plane, and you'll be almost the only one on there standing on the back ramp getting ready to go. I said, and that's ridiculous. I said, how do you deploy these guys? You know, how do you get on a ship to do anything? You can't do anything, you know, right now, until they start building the vehicles or start building the stuff or the airplanes and the parachutes. You're talking about parachuting in heavier than, well, no, it'd be about the same as some of our boats. But that takes 3 G12s, you know? So you're going to have one guy flying out with a G12? That's a giant parachute. The parachute's as big as this building, you know? It's giant parachutes. So there was a bunch of stuff that I was really hitting them on. I was saying, you can't do that, can't do that. So then I started going to the national labs like Sandia and Lawrence Livermore and all the laboratories that did the Manhattan Project. So now I'm inside the Manhattan Project. I'm working with all these guys, like real deep. And I can't talk about most of that, but...
What is the Manhattan Project?
The nukes in World War II.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh man, some of the projects I was in would be really wild. But you need to be there and in all of them to do some of the programs I was doing. Because a program like that is going to take in the comms and the visuals and the ballistics and the ergonomics plus the mechanical. And then if a battery goes down or something goes down, then how is the guy going to move? You know? And so that's when I started going into the ancient times. And that's when I met the dude that was doing the shark fighting. And he wears a shark fighting suit. It's Neptunic. Cool guy, man, really cool guy. I can't remember his name, and I wish I could meet him again. But he invented the way to make shark suits, and he does it. And so that's where I was going. Wasn't it a shark fighting? It's like bullfighting. They don't really fight the sharks. All they want to do is get the shark to them, and they grab a hold of the dorsal fin and they ride it. That's shark fighting. It's like they call it bullfighting, but they also call the clowns in there, or more the bullfighters than the cowboys that are doing it, if you know that. Yeah. So I was doing what the clowns do with the bulls, you know, and the shark fighting and everything else, you know. I was trying to figure out how to be real mobile. Because if you think about the rodeo clowns, they're more heroes than the cowboy ever was. I mean, those guys are the ones saving the cowboys, you know? And they're also getting gored and really messed up. So you think about a rodeo clown, that's who the SEAL should be. You know, they're the ones saving everybody. And they have to move way better than the cowboys do. So the cowboys can wear the armor and the really heavy stuff and can do the stuff, but the clowns can't do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I'm going in that direction, you know? And they're actually the bullfighters, the clowns are. It's not the cowboys. And that's why they call them, it's bullfighting. The clowns do. So, and that's the direction I was going into. And so I was working with a group called Moashi, which I kind of failed at because that's when the craziness was also going on with all of this stuff. And as soon as I came out and I said, hey, I want to be Christian, it just went, I had nothing. You know, it all fell apart. And so then I lost track with Moashi. And the way they figured out the exoskeleton was from overweight people. If you think about somebody who weighs 300 or 400 pounds, and you think about the amount of weight that they're carrying around, and how they carry that weight, and then also think about the strength of that person, you know, put them on a leg machine, have them squat, put them on a leg machine and see what they can actually push with their legs. I can push way more than they can, but I weigh like 190. You know, they're weighing 300, carrying a lot of weight around. Well, how are they doing that? Well, that's what they figured out. And it's not powered. It's an unpowered suit.
It's an unpowered suit?
Not now. But the one I was trying to build was going to be an unpowered bullfighting suit. It would have been like the shark fighting stuff. It would have been magnificent. And they kept going in their direction, just like that idiot. You can't do that. Cut that out, please. So just like that guy that was trying to fly UAV to interdict a vehicle, you know, you're trying to go super high tech to do something that doesn't need to be high tech. So we don't need this thing to be a robot. We don't need to be Iron Man like they have in the movies. It's a movie. Eventually we'll be there, but that's, you know, I don't want that. And it's only gonna be 1 or 2 guys in a platoon with another 100 guys supporting those guys in the suits. So it doesn't make sense. So if they would have let me go with my program, I didn't need that much money. I mean, I could have done this they're doing hundreds of millions of dollars. I could have done this for tens of millions, you know? And it would have been a better suit and everybody would have been using it. The entire Marine Corps would have been outfitted with my suit instead of 1 or 2 Marines, you know?
Yeah.
So which suit do you want?
And so this
So they started going way down the movie Iron Man route because they want the movie Iron Man.
Yeah.
The movie Iron Man is ridiculous right now because we don't have the infrastructure, we don't have the vehicles, we don't have anything, you know? It doesn't work. And we're not going to have that guy flying around, you know, for very far. Mm-hmm. You know, we have that one suit the guy's using right now. You saw him do the shipboarding and the stuff, but there's other stuff I can do that with that we don't need the suit for, you know?
Yeah.
So I can do that with, well, that's probably classified. No, there's something similar to that though. That there was a guy that had a project where he was taking beetle wings, and he was taking the beetle wings and he was moving them in such a way that he could actually levitate them. If he crosses the pattern of the structure of the wings, they would somehow. It's weird science.
Interesting.
Look up a beetle wing flying machine. And I think that should be enough to Google.
Beetle wing flying machine. I'm looking it up.
So I think just that should be enough words to figure, and you might end up with a video of the guy doing it.
If there is a video, it's actually playing right now. So
somebody might be.
We're gonna splice it in.
But there's so much stuff like that, and the problem is they get so infatuated and enamored with the technology that they don't understand that there's an easier way to do it, you know, and there's a better way to do it. rather than trying to have all this stuff.
Think smarter, not harder.
Yeah, always, you know? And so I gave the whole thing to him, and I said, and then it turned into Carnivore, and Carnivore with Vogel. Vogel's brilliant too. You know, he's amazing. And anybody out there that works with him is going to know. You know, and he was on Carnivore pretty hardcore. And there was a bunch of other guys. And anybody on the Carnivore project right now, I would hire them. You know, because every one of them, we were working with almost no money. And we were working with like a wide open field because we had no lanes. And that's when everything happens. And we did a lot of good stuff. So that's probably a really unknown project too.
Damn.
The Carnivore. But you can't let acquisition people run projects.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest problem we have at SOCOM right now is I'm an acquisition person by learning it, but I'm not an acquisition person. So I know acquisition, but I'm not an acquisition person. I don't care about the horse blanket. I don't care about your procedures and how you get from here to here. Because I can go, I don't need here. I'm already here and I can get to there. Or if I'm already here and I get here real fast, it's 70% of where you're trying to get for $100. So why do I want to invest $5 million from here? I'm already here for $100. I don't care about your final project because I don't need it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take you 10 years to get there. If I'm already here for $100 and I'm 70%, in 10 years, I'll be way past your 100. And that's the problem. Acquisition people, they're beans and bullets, and all they're doing is counting everything, you know? And they also have triple P, pre-planned maintenance. It's a planning they have and how they're going to do it and how they run these programs. It's a 5-year cycle, all this other stuff. I can tell you all the shortfalls they have in the Pentagon, and I can cut their budget by 25%. I swear I can. Because they're doing it wrong. They're so messed up in how they enter stuff and how they do it. And they keep starting back here to get here to go that. And they keep trying for that 100% perfect thing after that 5-year cycle. In 1 year, I can give you 50%. In 3 years, it's going to be 80%. So don't worry about your thing in 5 years. Can't stand it. Their whole program is terrible. The Pentagon is the most broken machine in the world. And it drives me crazy. Because you know where they're paying all that? It's our tax money. You know? And it just drives me crazy that they're wasting so much of the American people's money on stuff that just, we don't even need it. You know? And so we need the Iron Man thing, what they want, in about 20 or 30 years. We can't even use it right now. All it is flashy.
Yeah.
But it's just like NASA doing the Apollo program.
I mean, it makes perfect sense that we don't have the infrastructure to support it. So
nobody talks about that.
You know, but...
So NASA, when they were doing the NASA program to do all the stuff they were doing to try to go to the moon, it made plexiglass. It made this. It's all the stuff that they invented because they were going for a really hard project. That they had to do this. They invented a whole bunch of stuff along the way that I'm greatly grateful for. I mean, it's amazing. So was the juice worth the squeeze of their $700 million a day?
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.